Can I say that I really like Infinity's banners yet again? I know I brought it up a couple times this tournament, but they look really clean.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're bold. I like that shade of red.
It's more of an orange than it is a red.
I think you're colorblind.
Nope. Compare it to the red of the Dire banner, or like the Dire pick bans, and then the red of like the Hokori banner. It's
That's definitely
definitely
a red. It's not an orange.
it's a
It's
burnt
not an
orange.
orange.
It's a burnt orange, Neff. It's definitely
You mean
orange.
a red?
10
Nope.
seconds.
Absolutely orange. I will stand by that one.
A burnt orange rather than a red. I
Nope.
think you mean to say red.
Nope.
Holy shit.
I'm sticking to that one. It is more orange.
The audacity of that comment has dissuaded me from even arguing with you. Holy shit.
Just too good of an argument.
Orange and not a red. Unbelievable. Okay. Back on the topic of the draft here. I will not have it. Bane picked up on Hokori. They have tons of lockdown now between the Nyx Assassin, the Tiny, the Bane. The Weaver is not nearly as strong this game, but it means they're going to put it in position 3 where they don't care whether or not it gets picked up quite as much. And they grab a Lifestealer as a position 1.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Position 1 Lifestealer, not too bad here into the darks here. It's pretty easy to farm underneath the lane. You're not really susceptible to the dives as much. You can just sustain off the creeps. You do need to get levels though. So that is one thing that will kind of change how this lane goes. If you don't actually get the levels on the Lifestealer early on, the damage from the darks here is actually more than you'll be able to sustain in this lane. So once you get to like level 3, 4, it shouldn't be too bad.
Yep.
5
Yep.
seconds remain.
The Lifestealer, he does start a little bit slower, and depends what you're playing against in lane. He's not going to be able to get harassed off on the Dark Seer, but at the very least, like you said, the sustain, the match community will make it difficult for them to kill him. To round out the draft, they got rid of the Invoker on Corey. PP is pretty solid on that hero if they choose to put him in on it, but I think they're looking for more catch size jump. A Spirit hero would be the first thing that comes to mind for what PP might want to play this time around. Maybe a Storm to get on top of the Bane, even though it's not amazing against a Nyx Assassin. I do like that one here.
It'd be interesting. They get rid of the Lifestealer. I mean, they're the Lifestealer. They get rid of the Morphling. I think they're expecting a tiny mid, and then a safe lane pick here for RDO, which would make sense. RDO hasn't been the one playing the Tiny all that often. And against the Lifestealer, you still have decent options. You have Weaver as well as your lane opponent.
10 seconds remain.
I need to put someone Valo Fist 3 on blast right now. I've never been more offended in my life than what he just wrote in chat.
I'm sorry about it, Neff. I don't know what to
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
Yeah, no worries. Anyways, Queen of Pain out. Now, a sign that they might want a Storm Spirit for themselves.
Get rid of the Slark. Okay, yeah, it's actually a pretty good Slark game. Really good against the Lifestealer late game. You don't really have any kill potential.
He locked it. Yeah, you have a serious lack of lockdown this game as well. So I'd say just pick up a Storm Spirit here on Hokori and you're going to be just fine. You've got Geomatic Grip Silence on the Earth Spirit, but I don't think it's enough to be concerned about.
Seconds remain.
Concerned about what?
5 seconds remain.
The Geomatic Grip. If you take Storm, I think that's their only hesitation to grabbing Storm Spirit because they banned out the co-op.
Okay, gotcha. You got plenty of time to think about it, though. Not a lot of reserve time for the side of Infinity. I'd imagine this is going to be... I mean, it's got to be a mid lane Tiny. We haven't seen RDO play it at all this game, or this tournament. So my guess, RDO mid hero is going to be picked up here. Tiny also doesn't do exceptionally well during the Weaver, or against the Weaver in the safe lane. What are you smirking at, man? Oh, you're just over there giggling. I don't know what you're giggling at. You're muted, man. You're muted.
Damn it. It's called chat interaction while not doing your job, Ricky.
Oh, okay? Great. Okay.
The first time I said it's called chat interaction, and then when I realized it's muted, I had to add on that second bit there.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay, last pick. They've been sitting on this one for a little while. Again, I do think that Storm Spirit is probably their best option. The Orchid would do wonders against both the Weaver and the Lifestealer. The Void Spirit wouldn't be too bad either, but you'd struggle to blow up some of these strength heroes they have. on Infinity. I don't know. You don't have a great front line, so Kunkka
Anti-mage.
they
You were talking about the lack of lockdown this game, and they now have an anti-mage.
I mean, I did say that. So now you're going to need a lockdown hero for the mid lane, and they probably predicted the Storm Spirit coming out from PP. So
10 seconds.
Storm Spirit, believe it or not, much harder to pick up against the anti-mage.
Really? What made you say that?
You see, Storm Spirit's a hero that uses mana to move around. Anti-mage, he hit you good and take your mana.
It's gonna be Kunkka, right?
And they grab a Kunkka for themselves. Storm Spirit wasn't really an option anymore. They don't have a great way of grabbing the Bane on the back line this game. It's going to be a Pamplona's job. But Kunkka was one of the only heroes they could really pick at this point. It's a frontliner. It's okay against the AM. It's not going to get completely owned by these heroes. Still, I think that was like, all right, I see what you're trying to do. We could have gone for the Storm Spirit ourselves, but AM seems too good to pass up this game. They're going to struggle keeping their hands on him. It has been kind of weak in this patch, though. I will say that.
We'll see, though. I mean, it is one of those things where, like, you have, like, a pretty easy lane for the most part. I don't think Weaver is going to be able to bully out the anti-mage here too much. Earth Spirit's not too bad either. So, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I don't know. They very desperately need a win. So, anyone tuning in just now, if there's a 1-1 here, Hokori would be in 6th place, and Infinity would be in. Hold on. If 1-1 means 6th Hokori, 7th Infinity. Yes. If it's a 2-0 for Hokori, Hokori is in 7th. If it's a 2-0 for Infinity, Infinity is in 7th. Infinity will be in 9th if Hokori 2-0 here versus Hokori being in 8th if it's a 2-0 for Infinity. I don't like all this math stuff, Ricky, and the burger scores. I'm glad that it's going to be simple playoff bracket after we're done here today. I'm going to have an easy time understanding it. One team beats the other and they move on.
All right. We've got Infinity versus Hokori, game number 2 for those of you who are just tuning in. This is a very important game now for Infinity as Hokori has now secured themselves a playoff spot, but Infinity has yet to do so. A win here would guarantee it, getting them their 7th point here in the tournament. But they've got to be able to take down Ardio's anti-mage, which we haven't seen much this tournament, but it is quite a good anti-mage game.
It is. I've got faith in it this game as much as I like all the players on Infinity. You know, that's where my bias is. But given that Hokori have already won one game, anti-mage is looking pretty solid. My bias is going to have to go with Infinity.
All right.
Sorry, Hokori. I'm losing it now. I've been casting too much Dota the last couple of days. My brain is starting to melt.
Yeah, we're on, what, game 30 or something?
30 seconds and counting.
This is game 30, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. Isn't it 32 games over 4 days? And we only have one more best of 2 after this, so this is game 30.
Yeah, this is game 30.
Go real.
It's a lot of games.
Imagine playing that much Dota, like in a competitive setting. I know there's a lot of people who literally do play that much Dota. Hopefully I get my second win for these last couple of games here. You had a nice idea for a content piece that we were going to do, but we didn't want to get in trouble. We already play it pretty loose.
Yeah. That's all right, though.
We'll do it next season during the DPC.
Yeah, that'll be better.
Yeah, that'll be better. That's less likely to get us in trouble.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on
Daddy Valve will be watching and is like, all right, well, that is now a banned caster.
Thanks, Daddy Valve.
Never.
All right, top lane. Tally already taking a bunch of damage. They're trading underneath these level 1 ion shells, and they force him out of the lane.
So I actually went Starbreaker one. Interesting. I guess the idea is that they're just playing super aggressive on top of these heroes, but Starbreaker just gets, well, I was gonna say, gets interrupted very easily, goes back the other way, and Sexy Yogi drops first blood on over to Vitaly there.
Go
He's
real.
gone through all of his mana on Vitaly already, so at the very least, his lane won't get any more difficult than it is right now. But they are zoned for the moment. Pause comes out. Let's take a moment to examine all the rest of the lanes. Kunkka, even with Tiny has a couple more denies right now, but he's got more base damage. Once you a couple of points into Tidebringer, it gets easier for you. Didn't start a ring of protection on Tiny, so he's going to take full damage from these Tidebringer cleaves. He's got a lot of HP on this hero, but no armor means I think he's going to have an easy time zoning out of lane on the Kunkka. The hero's been solid all tournament.
Now the fight resumes. But will it follow the same threat to their bottom tower?
Analog here, I mean, he's doing pretty well in the lane. Like, he's 6-3, doing pretty well in the CS. I don't think he's going to struggle all that much, but like you said, Kunkka has just been a solid hero through and through. So even if you lose the lane on the Kunkka or lose the first few levels, you end up just kind of rebounding. I think most of what we're going to be seeing in this lane stage is going to be the action happening top, right? This Dawnbreaker trying to fight up into this Darkseer, which she misses that stun. Pretty easy to dodge there, honestly.
Again, it's easier to land once you have the slow from the Celestial Hammer. That's why going that level 1-star burger is pretty unusual. And again, with the Spike Carapace here, he's always going to be able to interrupt.
They could go on to Dawnbreaker here, but they're a little bit afraid of Burna getting aggressive, who is currently sitting full HP in the lane, right?
Yep. Log bottles up that water rune there. He doesn't have the bottle just yet on Kunkka. He's trying to delay Analog here until his bottle gets here, but he's not going to be able to, so he's forced to pick this one up and taking some pretty heavy harass. All right, what else we got going on here? Ben Jazz, he's going to go for the Urn. This is the standard build we see on Weaver. Usually they go 1-1-1, get himself an Urn/Spirit Vessel, run heroes down with the huge DOT.
Gardic might just be dead here. Does have a brain sap, actually, so he should be fine.
Yeah. I think he's trying to hit level 3 first before he starts committing it. Dropping all your mana at level 1 brain sap doesn't feel great. RDO forced to sit in front of Pamplona here. He's trying to line up a rolling boulder on the Gardic.
Denied.
But just protecting his friend. They're going now.
Oh, misses the rolls. Brain sap does come out. Nightmare as well. Can Benjaz actually get the kill, though? Doesn't look like it. I mean, he's just getting completely mana burned out. He's gonna have to pop the mango to get out. Oh, he grabs the big creep there. That's actually not too bad. Salved up by Pamplona. And with that urn completed, a single kill on this lane does end up tilting it really far in favor of the Weaver. So they do need to be careful here.
Top lane. Tiki Yogi gets gone on.
Yeah, he does indeed. And that's going to be another kill. Burna pop the BKB. Oh my goodness. The Rage. But
Same thing.
basically the same.
No one's going to correct you on
Double
that.
Ion Shell, just burning him underneath the tower. I mean, this is... You
But when
picked
he's
the
got
Life Stealer into
4,200
this,
gold
man.
at 4 minutes, he's just too strong.
He's too strong. That's accidentally someone enabled cheats in lobby.
Cheats, yeah.
We actually played an in-house the other day where we didn't realize cheats were on the whole game.
To their middle
Did
tower.
someone figure it out?
It wasn't until like the next lobby was hosted and it was on and they're like, uh-oh.
Did
I
someone
lost
play
that game
exceptionally
too,
well
Neff.
for some reason?
No, I lost that game. I could have totally won. No one would have known.
But you were just honest. That's why, right?
No, I was ignorant. I would have definitely cheated in that game. Are you kidding me? I would have absolutely given myself like a little 1,000 gold stimmy every like couple of minutes.
How are Cryptic so far?
How we get here? Vitaly just kind of wasting a little bit of time with Sexy Yogi, but the Nyx assassin is busy. Wait, where is Nyx? He's walking a base. Okay, I guess he stacked before heading back down. He did not. He did nothing. He's just walking a base.
There is victory for Radiant.
Testing Analog's farm here on PP. Oh, he tosses him under the tower.
Fortified.
He's gonna. Oh, he fortifies the wave, so he's not able to do anything. PP God, you see that?
No, I did not. I was busy watching top lane. They actually TP'd in the Nyx. They bought a bottle on the Darkseer. I'm never really a huge fan of this item progression, just because like you don't really get runes that often, and so you kind of have to rely on other heroes. Oh, bottom lane. Benjaz does end up going down. His offlane Weaver, it's not panning out as much as we've seen on these other games.
Yeah, the offlane Weaver, normally it's found a couple of kills earlier on, but the anti-mage has been playing very aggressively, getting on top of him with a mana break and trading with him. There are some lane matchups where anti-AM happens to do very well. This is one of them. As long as you have vision established in the lane with the sentry wards, if Benjaz tries to get on top of you and trade, yeah, every time you get a click off, you limit his ability to do damage. And he can't run you down the same way he does other heroes thanks to his blink.
I just lost his courier. That's actually pretty rough. That was almost one more component away from his treads. One thing to note, we're seeing anti-mages put some points in attributes, so he's got a second point in blink and one into the attributes. Just doesn't really have the desire to put those extra points into the counterspell or the mana burn.
The blink is pretty important for getting away from the Weaver, though, as I was talking about. It ruins your rundown potential with this hero, which is what he's very good with the huge dots of the Swarm and the Urn/Spirit Vessel. 3-0 right now for the side of Hokori. They smoke up on Infinity. They're desperate for a kill, and they want to grab AM. They might just have to settle for Gardic, though. Gardic's positioning down here. Pamplona thinks about going for it, but PP pings out the AM. He says he's more important, but anti-mage knows Kunkka's down here.
They just know he's not in the mid lane. Like, they're pinging the mid lane. Like, guys, there's no one here defending the tower, so this Kunkka's searching. And he's going to have to head back top instead. That haste rune will expire. Maybe they can go for Vitali. And they should be able to do this pretty easily. Nice impale comes through, but the Rage making quick space. They actually end up not connecting on the boat, but does end up dying in the process anyway.
Didn't it?
Did it? Maybe pop stick. I couldn't tell. I also can never check because fight recaps and stuff aren't able to. No, he only did 270 damage. I don't think he hit it.
He didn't. You're right. Weak. You're backing into him back. I think at the same time the boat was to come in. So for the X marks the spot, you're supposed to you wait 1 second before dropping the boat. The 3.1 delay. The X marks the torrent. You wait 2 seconds between the cast animation and the stun delay. It's the rules for Kunkka. So he could have been slightly off because of ping, but both Peru teams are both being played on the Peruvian server.
Cardio wanting to get aggressive here bottom lane. Nice nightmare in from Gardic. The Mana Void does a lot of damage. He will be able to finish off Sexy Yogi here, I believe. One more auto attack he does. A nice 1-for-1 trade. However, his courier goes down again. He did get the treads delivered this time, though.
Yeah, but now, like you said, Urn of Shadows finally has a charge here on the Weaver, so more kill potential onto him. Unfortunately, Anti-Mage with these power treads, Ring of Health, he's just able to move in the jungle. Anti-Mage is also very good at trading with Pamplona if he tries to roll in on him. Spirit's a very weak laner a lot of the time. You kind of need to, like, you're very good when you're sitting out of fog. Enemies don't know where you are. You'd force them to play more defensive. But if they know you're there, you do, what, like 80 damage, 70 damage at level 1 of Rolling Boulder. It's barely even a stun when you end up connecting on them. Like, yes, you can connect with people and slow them down, but anybody who's able to stand their ground, just trade with you. Anti-Mate's one of those heroes.
Well, you're getting bottom, but you're going to lose mid lane tower, and you actually lose Burna top. An even bigger kill. I mean, this... not a very successful rotation here, and I don't even know how they managed to find that kill. He didn't even have Vendetta. El Misho pops it now as he's running across the map here. It does get scattered by a ward sentry, though.
He was just burned down with the Ion Shell, Spike Carapace, and Impale stunned up.
Whoa. Bane, nice timing. Dodges out the boat. Will still end up dying, but not bad there, sir.
Just Gardic they end up grabbing. Anti-Mage up in the top lane now. He doesn't give a heck about Burna. He was working on his armlet.
This ward sentry is scouting this entire rotation, and Burna, they have to know. Ooh, Kunkka with a pause.
It says, "What are you doing?" All right, where's Nick's assassin? Where's he? I don't see him. He's over here.
He's in the jungle, seeing Sexy Yogi right now.
All right, he needs to be tossed onto Burna.
There's no way this Tiny gets this kill onto Burna. He's got rage. Yeah, they're gonna focus up on the Dawnbreaker instead. I think they realized that that was an unobtainable kill. Mid lane, a little bit of damage coming out onto their tier 1 tower. Top lane, they would like to get the trade here if possible, as they did just lose their bottom tower a moment ago, but they need to defend this tower. They can't afford to give this one up mid.
They can. Sorry, they can because they can climb the enemy mid tower in response pretty easily. It's only sitting at 112 HP, and they might just deny it. Actually.
All right, jump out onto El Misho. The question is, can he get out? He does have the Spike Carapace. Will stun up a few. Gardic jumps from the backside as well. He's got this Fiend's Grip available if they can find a hero, but it's going to be El Misho that will go down first. Avalanche toss onto the Weaver. Benjaz gets the time lapse off though. Vitaly with a nice wall onto 3. The Magnetize, though, doing work. And there it is. Kunkka, Fiend's Grip on the backside. However, not taking a ton of damage here. A double kill goes the way of the Dawnbreakers. You've lost your Tiny, and now they're looking for Gardic mid. The stuns up are there, and Gardic trying to just walk away, but cleaved down by Peep. You end up just losing every hero that comes mid.
I think Anti-Mage should have came down there. I'm going to be real with you. Single Mana Void wouldn't have been able to make a difference in that team fight to finish off PP. Even while he was like Fiend's Gripped or Nightmared up afterwards.
That was the thing. He was Fiend's Gripped up the whole time. Like, that was a definite kill if he comes mid for that.
Yeah.
Trying to get away here on Pamplona. That boulder rolled. Oh! Okay, that like rolled right through that hero, but just going to burn him down there with the Ion Shell anyway.
Anti-Mage is now 850 gold away from this Battle Fury. It could be he just felt like, okay, guys, my game is a little bit too slow. I'm not where I need to be on CS right now. I want to be able to finish this Battle Fury by like 13, 14 minutes alongside these power treads.
That's
nice, a little bit slow. Yeah, slower than they want it to be, but. Alright, nice. Analog ends up grabbing that one. I'm gonna speed up Battle Fury a little bit.
X into boat, the mid lane. And I don't think you have any way out of this on El Misho. A nice Spirit Vessel usage there from Benjaz. So just got that one completed a moment ago. And Analog. Dude, this is like dealing with these bugs on Tiny feels so bad.
Yeah. Someone else has to take them off of you. Alright, we almost have the Battle Fury completed. This one's going to be muy importante. Bold move by Sexy Yogi.
Yeah, you're watching that, right?
Yeah.
Luckily, Celestial Hammer does a lot of damage. I'm surprised. He actually is maxing out the Starbreaker when I feel like Celestial Hammer is definitely your better ability. He's got 4 points in the Starbreaker. I never really see that. Bottom lane. They're going to dive Vitaly here, find the kill. It did cost you your Earth Spirit, but you're more than happy to make that trade.
Benjaz down here in the bottom lane. He might be gone on by the Tiny in just a second. And he does. You were Jerry was looking elsewhere.
Unlucky for him.
No, I think he's had to observe like 30 games and switch camera controls and everything like that. He's tired, but I don't. You know, want to know a secret, Ricky? I don't care about our observer, Jerry. I hate him, in fact.
Yeah. Dude, sometimes, you know, you go to grab a drink of water and then you remember that none of your hotkeys work in the entire game, so you have no way of moving your camera around, and it feels really weird.
Yeah, it's a Jerry problem.
Yeah. If only they had hotkeys that you could use to bounce between heroes of some kind in this game. That would be maybe I'm asking for too much. Maybe I'm asking for too much. I don't know.
The dire stand on the hunt for radiant forces.
So we got RDO just continuing to farm up. Again, Kunkka, top of the net worth, as pretty much always. I don't think there's been a single game so far this tournament where like this Kunkka hasn't really been near the top or at the top. 700 in front of this anti-mage. He's going for an early halberd.
Yeah. That one kind of confuses me. I mean, it does shut down the anti-mage if he tries to jump on you, but it's not going to deal with the Manta-style illusions that he always goes. I'm not that big on the early Mantis stuff. Early Evans out, but I guess the evasion comes in clutch. I don't know. I don't think you should even complete the Sange. I'm gonna be real with you. I think you just go for another item like a BKB next.
Bottom lane. Managed to catch El Misho. There is an infest here, and it is going to come out. Put the stuns right on top of him. Earth Spirit able to be kept alive thanks to the Dawnbringer analog. Just going to TP out. He wants nothing to do with this one. Gardic, Fiend's Grip still available. Vitali says, "You're on your own, brother. I'm out of here." Nightmare onto himself. That is not going to work too well. Oh, dodges out one stun. But he's eventually going to die here, right? Yeah, he will. He'll tick out. But behind the tower, Pamplona goes down as he rolled just a little bit too far.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Now, a team fight. I don't know. These are probably just good team fights if Anti-Mage doesn't have to get himself too involved with them. Because again, he's going to pull ahead in net worth with every single one of these. Kunkka is going to be able to do decent against him and finish up this BKB. In fact, given the fact that he hasn't finished up his Heaven's Halberd, I'm mad he's going to go for the BKB. There's a small chance he goes for the Silver Edge next. That would give him a lot of damage. Like the best damage item in the game right now for Kunkka, I think. In fact, I think that's what he should do. I've changed my mind. Go Silver Edge.
All right, we'll see what he does, and he buys the BKB.
Yeah, I don't think Heaven's Halberd would have been the correct choice. You were right about that.
Fiend's Grip bottom lane onto the Dawnbreaker. They're gonna be able to follow this up with an Avalanche and a Toss, but honestly, this hero is way too tanky. She does end up dying, but the amount of damage absorbed from this, an entire Fiend's Grip, a full Avatar, 1,700 damage before she finally goes down. Just a 5 position, by the way.
That seems fine. Smile.
RDO top lane. They're looking for him. They're smoked up on the side of Hokori now as they beeline up towards him. We're seeing him come through the jungle. El Misho is going to find Burna, but he needs to find more. Pamplona wouldn't be a bad target, as well as Benjaz. Infest here into this Earth Spirit.
Just gonna sit up here on the cliff. They catch El Misho, but he's got Spike Carapace, and it buys him a little bit of time, but they still bring him down.
Yeah, expected.
Yep. Ventus style almost done now on the anti-mage. Just needs another what? 2,700 gold. Yeah, this one completed. It's usually like Battle Fury Manta style, and then one other item before anti-mage is ready to take these team fights. It'll be a little while yet until he wants to contribute. Now, with his stayed pretty even, which isn't good for AM, is he's not like particularly strong at being 6-slotted. He's just, he farms incredibly fast. He runs faster than the other heroes, so he'll reach the 6 slot first, and he wants to be able to close out the game at that point. But the later the game goes at that point, the more the Lifestealer and the Kunkka Weaver are going to have the advantage.
They're going to find Sexy Yogi once again here. I don't know if they want to go in, but with El Misho rotating, I think they can. TP's galore coming in from the side of Infinity, though, so they will back on out. Ooh, the X actually managed to catch the Nyx Assassin right into the boat. Will be able to slow them down again with the Spike Carapace like we've talked about, but can the Chain Stuns continue? Nice connection there from Pamplona as he gets the kill.
Now, your admiral is on board.
Vitali did manage to finish the Aghanim Scepter, by the way.
Yeah, this is just like Nyx Assassin dying again and again, making space for his team, and it's kind of working.
Yeah, the idea is to just make space for the anti-mage, right? Like, he is uncontested here as long as this game goes late, and I think they know that on the side of Hokori. RDO is having a fantastic time, top of the net worth now.
I'm not sure if you caught that. Just about caught him with the rolling boulder onto the Tiny. Just barely managed to get the TP off there.
All right, bottom tier 1. They don't want to overcommit for this, which is surprising because they have a deep ward here that would scout it, but...
My thanks to thee.
All right, there's going to be the fortification. They will probably back off now. Mid lane, El Misho. Doesn't have Vendetta for a few seconds, trying to stun up one. He does have the ability. He's going to grab a haste rune, but the X does come out once again. There's going to be the Nightmare. A little bit mistimed there, as El Misho will go down once again.
Yep. A serious case of deja vu. He's used this opportunity to finally surpass the Kunk in net worth, though. So again, this strategy is working. I think they've realized what they've been up to now on Infinity, and they go, what is that? We've been wasting a lot of time just killing Nick's Assassin again and again. We should probably try to take an objective off of this, and that's what they do. They go into the Roche pit. I don't think they're going to be there in time to stop them on Hokori.
Nah, not at all. Well, first Roche going to go the way of Infinity and the Aegis onto the Lifestealer. Quick infest into Pamplona, though. Misho hasted up. To cover a Vendetta. I mean, this would be a big find if they manage to get Benjaz here, but... He's got vision of him and he knows. Benjaz still needs to be careful. He's doing a decent job of kind of baiting, though, as Pamplona is here now. And meanwhile, X-Boat comes out onto Vitali. He's quite tanky, but with 5 heroes here now, there's no chance at all. And they're going to be able to grab that one and just walk away. El Misho caught in the trees. Did they actually not see him, though? Yep, they did now. Pamplona there. Nice prediction. El Misho with a 3-man stun, trying to run away, but... don't think he's going to be long for this world. Who the heck? Dawnbreaker bought a Mage Slayer.
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting multiple targets with your Starbreaker.
Oh, another nice stun. El Misho trying to juke these guys out. Like, this is all just space made. Yeah, she had a Echo Saber and disassembled into the Mage Slayer.
And into a BKB next. I don't mind that. I mean, it's going to be too difficult for you to actually get off your Starbreaker in these team fights with the Nyx Assassin, or you can just walk on top of the Celestial Hammer Trail and stun you out. The BKB feels pretty essential. And you get the mana regen, extra attack speed, magic resistance, and, you know, it gains the Darkseer. If you're reducing his magic damage by 35%, that's like all the Ion Shells.
That is pretty good.
All right, now mid lane Kunkka TP's in. He it didn't go for the Silverhead instead of the Assault Cross, which is just about done. Just needs another 1,000 gold to finish up that plate mail. He'll feel confident enough to fight into the Tiny and the anti-mage at that point. Until then, I think he's going to struggle to be able to stand his ground. But with that extra armor and the rum buff, to be able to fight him. Aimed Butterfly is getting close to completed as well. This needs another, what, like 1,800 or 1,300 gold for it.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Not bad. Top lane. They're trying to find Nyx Assassin still, but this time he doesn't end up going down. I mean, for being 1-7, he's not doing too bad. Again, he's doing his job and he's making space.
I mean, he's not completely underfarmed either. He's not as farmed as a Dawnbreaker, but he's on his way to a Yule's. He's going to have it relatively soon.
Mm-hmm.
Vitali farming pretty well. He's got the blink after the axe completed on his way to the Guardian Greaves top lane. They're pinging out Analog. They really want to find him. The blink was already committed, and with the Lifestealer rotating in, he's going to go for the TP out. No chance in hell, but maybe Gardic can save him. No, not today. Nightmare going to be used onto the Earth Spirit as he tries to walk back to his high ground. This is where the Lifestealer into this Tiny is really strong.
Be able to do so much damage, take advantage of the huge amount of strength that he has on the Tiny as well. Anti-Mage still not quite ready to fight. He's getting closer to this this Butterfly, but he's still not there yet. But they're knocking on your high ground. I think at this point you got to get back. Maybe clear out one more creep wave, sell your slippers, and head home. They got to use Fortify at this point, I think. All right, Butterfly almost done. One more creep wave. They fort. He's going to be close.
That is an AC done on Kunkka, though, so this is really big. Just gets
TP home,
delivered.
ma'am.
He just doesn't really care. I think he's going to lane cut. No, all right, he's finally coming back. He's got a DD rune in the bottle.
Butterfly now completed. He let his tier 3 tower go down. I don't think there was any changing that one. They wrap
smoke.
around. They want to get on the back line. Getting this Bane, or rather, sorry, Bane getting on top of the Weaver, I think is going to be pretty important. As,
They've got to stop this. Burna's getting the base. Too little too late, though, as the smoke pops on the backside. They find Pamplona trying to burst him down. In comes Vitalia. Really nice wall onto 3, but RDO yet to enter the fight. They Yules the Fiend's Grip. Oh, no. Sexy Yogi able to get out for the time being. El Misho, again, trying to just be in the center here, causing havoc. Has an impale. Does catch it on the backside. If they can mana burn down this lifesteal, it would be big, but they don't have a Fiend's Grip left for him. He's gonna be able to pop the rage and get out bashed up on the anti-mage, but Burna falling low. He doesn't have an infest, and this is where things turn back in their favor. Perfectly timing the Aegis expiration. Heroes falling one by one here for the side of Infinity as RDO has entered the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is a catapult currently on your melee barracks, and that is going to kill it unless you get back right now, and nobody is getting back.
Oh, they're TPing too.
Bane, you're gonna have to sleep it. Sleep it.
They really want to get this Weaver in the mid lane, and they do. The Avalanche preventing that time lapse.
All right, they find him just barely. They almost waited too long. The melee bags had just about gone down. Bane had managed to finish that one off, though. Now they're looking to Kunka with the Haze Rune. He's difficult to catch. Despite the fact they feel
about
so
to
strong.
expire. He's not going to see him. He doesn't have any way to cancel TP anyway.
Yep. All right. But despite the fact that the anti-mage felt so strong, he wasn't doing a ton of damage in that last team fight. He couldn't stay on top of anybody. He only did 4,400 damage. It's not much more than the Darkseer. And he is the majority of the net worth on your team. They need a way of holding these heroes in place. I mean, that's one of the reasons why they picked up this Weaver in the first place, right?
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't have any lockdown, but now he does have the Basher queued up, but I think that they need to be more careful about anti-mage's positioning when they use some of these disables. The Impale, the Toss. He needs to be on top of them for the damage to actually come out.
Weaver having the Ags is a pretty big deal. I don't know if Benjaz actually had it in the last fight, but the Ags is a pretty big part of their win condition, being able to reset this and try and waste some of the time here on the anti-mage.
Step lively now. Your admiral is
Burna gonna infest onto Pamplona again. A 5-man smoke. They're ready to go, but El Misho just walks right in and pops it. See ya. He's gonna get caught by the dust. Staying barely outside of vision, but he might just make it far enough away. El Misho. All right, he's gonna die for this one, but tanking the gank for the team. Again, not a bad thing as the Nyx Assassin once again wasting the time of Infinity.
I mean, he's used to it at this point. It's unfortunate, but this is just his life.
Ooh, Analog is also going AC. All right, they need to communicate here on the side of Hokori. They cannot get to. All right, Basher for the anti-mage. This is what I was hoping you would buy. I was like, there is no way he doesn't go Abyssal this game.
Yeah, he had Basher queued up at first. To, I think change his mind to the Assault Cross, and now he's back to the Basher again. Abyssal Blade again to stay on top of these targets is very important. I don't think I have Scott is going to be that useful. You're playing against melee heroes that are pretty fast, so Kunkka's just going to be able to walk away from you. Weaver doesn't get slowed up under Sakuchi, and Lifestealer, he's going to have Magic Community half the time and sit there and trade with you. This guy doesn't feel as good.
Yeah, the Basher is definitely the way to go. It's really strong against all these cores, and anti-mage attacks so dang fast. You're easily going to be able to bash these heroes up in these fights. After the Abyssal, I imagine the Scotty wouldn't be a bad pickup, though. Against Lifestealer, having that regen reduction is pretty rough, and it looks like Tiny's actually going back for the BKB. All right, I like this a lot more. I think Analog really needs this game. He's been struggling to keep himself alive in these fights. So that BKB is going to do wonders. Another Infest and another smoke here from Infinity. They've only been finding the Nyx Assassin recently with these, so we'll see if they can get something more, but guess who's in their way? It's the Nyx Assassin. Gonna sit here on the high ground, and that's exactly what he does. He pops the smoke, and he's gonna back away. Oh, Vitaly ends up walking in anyway. Tries to get himself out for the moment, but not gonna happen. Okay.
They get an important kill finally, which isn't the Nyx Assassin. They might look to take something off this one. Roach is going to respond in 6 seconds. I think you just put yourself towards the pit. Looks like that's the direction Benjaz is going in.
They definitely can. Anti-mage, I would like RDO to be farther down this lane. If they go to the Roshan, he can start threatening the high ground. He definitely needs to get a tier 2 tower. What a convenient DD rune.
Would you look at that? Titan Sliver end up just dropping as well. Who'd they pass that over to? Kunkka? Nope. Is no one gonna hold the Titan Sliver?
When you still a rage for movement speed, it's quite funny. You're just like, I need to get this slightly faster. Wow, that Roche just absolutely melted here. Aegis and Shard going their way.
You're not gonna take the shard on Lifestealer? It's very good.
Open wounds? Didn't they
It's
put
in
it on
his
Kunkka?
It's in his backpack. On Lifestealer's backpack.
No.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I know you can't click the hero, but
Sexy Yogi is here in the bottom lane. Does need to be a little bit careful. There's the Fiend's Grip, and that Dawnbreaker is super down. Misha walks in and just yoink. That one's mine.
you don't know what I had to put up with for you to get this farm, RDO. It's mine.
Well, Gardic just gave away his ward, but
Is he gonna put the... Does he not know? I mean, he might just be tired and not see that he doesn't have the shard. I don't think he realizes this.
has a shard in his backpack. I can't imagine they put it on the Lifestealer. Yeah, it's not that good on Lifestealer. They're gonna put it on Earth Spirit.
What do you
Give him the bonus
mean?
remnants. The open wounds is like really mediocre.
Oh my god. This is one of your worst opinions. The Earth Spirit.
I mean,
Openwood's
I don't
mediocre.
think the Earth Spirit one is that good. I definitely don't think that's great.
I mean, it's all right. They used to be a little bit better when it gave you flying vision, because if they're like awards you can place on the enemy high ground when you want to push, and they can't do anything about it.
Analog
You
grabs
just have-
out tier 2 top.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Burna. I mean, they've got the Aegis, got the Paladin Sword, doesn't have open wounds, boo, but they're gonna push high ground here. They have TPs available on everyone. They do.
Radiant's bottom tower
2 seconds till Bane,
Your admiral is on board.
but he's already here. Sleep him.
are fortified.
11 seconds till Fiend's Grip. They want to be able to stall out for this.
Yeah. Fortification's gonna help. The Tiny was actually pushing top tower before backing off, and Anti-Mage is still pushing mid, so they know they've got time here to try and just get this barracks. Tier 3 goes down, El Misho catches a bug.
Dawnbreaker's gone, but she's able to come back in.
And they get the tower uncontested, backside of the fight. Analog, he pops the BKB, but Time Lapse is gonna save Pamploma. Fiend's Grip onto the Lifestealer though. He's gonna need help. The Aegis will be a saving grace, but oh my god, this Anti-Mage and the Illusions just shredded this Earth Spirit, and now Burna bashed up on the first attack. Analog comes in, takes down the Dawnbreaker Vitali, trying to keep himself alive. And RDO, you gotta help your boy here.
What is he doing?
He's
There's no
just-
reason for him to be back.
He's just letting the Lifestealer leave.
He needs to go in. He lit it. He just sat there for a couple of seconds.
Dire's middle tower
They weren't going to be
is
able to trade with him. Not with all of his teammates around. He didn't need to blink out. They didn't have enough lockdown. I mean, maybe they X you back in, but it's as simple as walking out in that situation, I feel. Maybe there's something I'm not getting here?
No, I don't know, man.
Maybe
You have
second
Basher.
time lapse could have come out. Second time lapse could have come out. Maybe he was trying to get on top of the Weaver there more than anything else.
I mean, Time Lapse is
And,
20
couldn't catch
seconds,
him.
and he had just used it on the Dawnbreaker.
It had been a little while at that point. I think he
Yeah.
had time lapse up back up again, but that looked really bizarre to see him sitting there looking for a reinitiation.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a Basher on an Anti-Mage and a Butterfly. This Lifestealer does not do damage to you right now. He needs an MKB, and
Yeah, you're gonna give him the opportunity to farm one up.
yeah, that was an incredibly important fight for the side of Hokori. They needed to hold that, and now they are down 2 buildings here in the base, a melee and a ranged barracks.
And the waves are pushing in, so they know that they're looking for them. Like Infinity is smoke up into Hokori roaming the map right now, and they managed to find an analog.
He's gonna blink, goes for the TP, and he should make it. No way to get the bash off. Top lane, they find Gardic though. He just happens to roll right on into the Bane. And there it is, another pickoff. RDO gonna try and cut mid, it seems. They've got to get something out of this. Like Hokori, I feel like they are stronger with this Anti-Mage right now, but they are so afraid of the side of Infinity.
They're not going to be stronger for much longer. I mean, maybe they're worried about Silver Edge and the Kunkka, him trading into him, but he doesn't have an MKB either. It's not like he can cleave you down and do a lot of damage with that. Yeah, but I think you just sit on top of PP in these team fights and blow him up. I don't know. The game is only going to get harder from this point. Like they're going to out carry you on Infinity. Like I was talking about earlier, Anti-Mage isn't necessarily stronger than the other carries. He takes favorable fights where he splits your team up and he gets 6 slotted faster than a lot of people because of Blink and Battle Fury, but you will lose this game at this rate.
Hey, just continue trying to push bottom, grab the minus mana void cooldown this game, which is definitely the way to go. Abyssal Blade, he's got the money for it unless he wants to hold for buyback, which he's definitely not since he's 1,000 gold short at the moment. He's gonna go back to base to complete it.
He goes down, they definitely lose this game. Hasn't died yet, but with Basher done on the Lifestealer and
I mean, he can blow up the Weaver. That's his goal, right? Like, he just needs to find Weaver with the Abyssal Blade and kill him.
Yep. Weaver's trying to make that impossible, though. He's currently working on an Aeon disc. And again, unless you take these fights pretty soon, they're going to complete these items that allow you to fight into the AM.
Mid lane here, PP managed to grab the Tidebringer cooldown at 25 as opposed to the Ghost Fleet. With the Tidebringer cleave, it makes a lot of sense. He's also got an MKB coming out in a moment. I mean, this Kunkka is going to be doing a ridiculous amount of damage himself.
He's just going to sit there and trade with your anti-mage, and he's going to win that trade.
Sexy
That's
Yogi just barely dodging out. RDO here in the bottom lane. He's hiding in the trees currently. And I mean, that was like the only kill that you were going to be able to find here. They're going to be able to find Analog.
Yeah.
And this is a big engagement. If they manage to break down the Tiny, he's got the BKB, but he gets pulled back right into the stun. They get the kill. What timing? Never got the option to pop the BKB.
Well, he could have. He was only silenced up at first, but then the rolling boulder came and he just didn't pop the BKB fast enough for him to committed onto him, and his team forced to disengage after that. He's got buyback available, but they're running down the mid lane now. They're going to force him to use it. They don't want to wait for Roche. They know that a couple of these items completed, we're strong enough to fight into this aim now. MKB done on the Lifestealer, MKB done on the Kunkka. This is what they didn't have last time. Yep, they lose Gardic now too.
Does have buyback. The only 2 heroes with buyback on the side of Hokori currently dead. A little bit of a silver lining, I suppose, but they are really struggling right now on the side of Hokori. A 6k gold lead, but it feels like it's more than double that at this point. They are just unable to do anything against Infinity. Every fight has been a disaster for them. Abyssal Blade onto the Dawnbreaker. She has a BKB, though. She's out. Buybacks come through mid lane. Vitali tries to save them, but just BKB. Infest walks away. You got double buyback for nothing. I guess for a BKB cooldown, and you're about to walk up onto the high ground. Avalanche toss does catch on to one. Analog forced to pop his BKB. RDO chasing after these heroes. Lifestealer trying to just survive this Fiend's Grip. He's going to have no problem with it, and Benchaz, there it is, just baits out the anti-mage. The Chain Stuns come through, and RDO, he's incredibly close to dying here. He's got to be careful. Nice vacuum to buy him some space. Almisha on the backside, caught by Burna, and these MKBs, man, just made quick work of this anti-mage. The advantage that you had for a moment is pretty much dwindled. Next assassin catches an X here. To another stun and another kill going the way of Infinity, chasing for more. They're gonna get the mid tier 3 tower onto the melee barracks. Backdoor protection, I don't think they really care. They've got so much damage out of these heroes, and they're just gonna go right from barracks to barracks. Mid lane down, top the next objective, and there is a ranged barracks bottom.
They've got backdoor protection right now, and RDO, he managed to catch Pamplona out, who was looking to push the creep waves in. They killed Benji as well. They start to turn it.
That's a big one, and these illusions are doing a lot of work. The Abyssal Blade comes out. Okay, that's a huge win. Vitali just drops a wall on 3 heroes, and they can't leave.
They separated there. The Earth Spirit, one of your bigger lockdowns, the silence that you had for your team. Him trying to shove the wave and stop people from cutting, end up getting shut down there by RDO, and now, wait, what are you?
Oh, there's a Roche, Refresher, Aegis. Jeez.
I don't think this is the move. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I feel like you need it on Analog. He already committed his buyback. He's got to buy an Aegis. He's got to get the Aegis here. RDO, I don't think cares.
RDO's gonna take it.
He's definitely gonna take it. It seems.
He dropped his boots.
I think he's selling boots. He's selling boots to get to the AC.
I mean, I don't know, man. The AC will let him stand his ground. He spent his buyback gold here. I think they're gonna go for a desperation push down the mid lane and say, all right, this is it. With all 3 waves pushing into our buildings here. It's go big or go home.
PB's just gonna clear the wave. Good luck getting backdoor. He's managed to get prevented for the moment. El Misho does catch the Kunkka. The Abyssal Blade available. Nice time lapse, but he doesn't pop the Abyssal. PP's out.
Your admiral is on board.
All right. I mean, it's only got a 35-second cooldown. I'd say you might as well use it there. Bottom wave is absolutely massive. They're going to be forced to get back now.
Oh my
Someone's
goodness.
got to clear that out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they finally ping that one out. Bane says, somebody, please. I don't have egg shard, unfortunately. I cannot clear creeps. All right. Analog manages to find himself a lot of gold with that one, working towards the Daedalus rather than Silver Edge for some reason. Again, not a fan.
Yeah, you and I have both really liked the Silver Edge more than the Daedalus, but...
Anti-mage. You got the leveler in his inventory now as well. I mean, between leveler and assault class, he will be able to burn down buildings incredibly quickly on the AM. But he started to fall off at this point. His net worth is tied with the Kunkka. The Lifestealer is only going to start to catch up as you're already 6 slotted. He's working on the Daedalus on Lifestealer. Again, I think these people should have Silver Edges.
The Daedalus on Lifestealer makes sense. There's not really anything that he needs to break on the side of Hokori. The Daedalus, with the fast attack speed of Lifestealer, makes a lot more sense, I think. He just wants to do as much damage as possible. 5-man smoke from Hokori. Question is, can they actually find anything? A haste rune on the anti-mage. The Blink Abyssal, obviously a huge part of their ability to win these fights. They're going to find Pamplona up on the high ground. Blinks forward here on RDO. The Abyssal Blade not going to come out in time. Nice stun, though, from the Nyx. In comes the Dawnbreaker. She can't cancel this. She's going to take a while to come through. Pops the BKB. The Fiend's Grip right away, though. The Yules comes through as well. Pamplona. It's going to be 2 dead.
Get them. Buyback is available on the Earth Spirit. They've committed Fiend's Grip for that one. They don't have any refresher available. Mana Void will be off cooldown pretty quickly. The talent. I do think they still have the tools to defend. They need a little bit more disable, so Earth Spirit does have to come back in the fight if they decide to try to push these tier 3 buildings. It looks like they are, but again, bottom and top lane are both pushing in naturally.
They have refresher on Darkseer, which means double wall and double vac. So that is something you have to be very careful of. Oh, no! He got caught by for a moment, but he does have the X back. All right, he's going to be fine. PP, I thought, was in a lot more trouble than that. That would have been a really...
in there, then he would have died.
No.
Could have used.
Mid lane barracks goes down. They don't want to buy back on these 2.
You're going to need to get back on somebody on the Radiant now. Yeah, they ping it out finally. Anti-Mage pointing that one out. Bane does go back. He needs to get Aghanim Shard in order to clear creeps.
He doesn't have the Fiend's Grip, so it kind of makes sense that he'd be the one that would back first. Anti-Mage did buy a gem, by the way, for El Misho, which was kind of nice.
Dude, you're getting owned over here. This is sad. By creeps, no less.
Leave him alone, Nev. He's just a support.
This is sad. The range creeps are bodying you right now. Absolutely pathetic. 44 minutes in. Boo, Garlic. Boo.
The man's saving his base, keeping his team in it, and you're bullying him.
He's getting owned by NPCs who can only walk a limited path. Imagine getting owned by baseball players, Ricky. Baseball players.
Oh, Penta Edge Sword for the Anti-Mage. Okay, that's pretty good.
I'm surprised he even takes it. I think the leveler is probably a little bit better. Extra attack speed and ability to clear buildings. So hold on to the leveler because no one else is... Actually, you probably just give it to Tiny.
Yeah, I would give it to Tiny, absolutely. Okay, well, Dawnbreaker ult down. Analog has X. The Torrent, the Abyssal comes out onto the Earth Spirit. There's going to be the wall pulling down 2. He's got a refresher charge. The Fiend's Grip's going to save them for once. Buybacks here on the Earth Spirit. RDO is looking for Ben Jazz. You're going to buy back on the Nyx as well. Do they get the second wall off? That's the question. Vitali, he needs to do it. He needs help here. He's getting stunned up, Bash, but there's going to be the Ghost Scepter. And now the second wall. Burna trapped between two big carries. The Bashes are there. He goes down. Does have buyback. Normal punch. Stunning down Benjaz, but right into another Bash. He's got to get away here. Jumping back on the other side. Do they have the detection? Abyssal Blade is up. He's under the cover of a Trickster Cloak. He's going to be safe.
Yeah, that Kunkka controlled up the entire fight on the backline by Bane. He went out of position to try to finish him off. He ended up getting slept over here by where all these wards are. And then Yule Scepter up by the Nyx Assassin up over in this direction.
Scanning for enemies.
By the ramp down into the Dire base. So he wasn't able to contribute anything to that team fight on the Kunkka, basically.
Infest into PP. They're going. Do they have the damage? The X comes out. Analog is here as well. He's going to be able to toss away Anti-Mage with the bash. Does he get out? RDO incredibly low. He's got to get the bug off of him. Benjaz. Spirit Vessel is there. You lose the Kunk on the backside. The Anti-Mage, he comes back in. He's got an Abyssal Blade. He's kind of baiting Burna. There's the Mana Void. He goes down with a dieback. Benjaz, the only hero left. I don't think it's going to be enough. This Weaver.
Weaver by himself isn't going to be able to do this. The Kunkka, no buyback available either. He doesn't have nearly enough money. That's it. They GG out, and it does end up being a 2-0 for Hokori. Ricky, it started to look like they were going to lose this game. They had all the items they needed all of a sudden, but these fights, it just took in such an awkward way inside their triangle. Kunkka, I don't know what he was doing chasing the Bane there. I mean, it sucks to have him nightmare you or your teammates, but you ended up going so far away from the rest of your team, and you are the majority of the damage at this point in the game. Burna has been doing good, yeah, but it was like a single mistake on PP ended up costing him everything at the end there. Too far forward. You need to control him up on like the Earth Spirit or something. That was a wild turn of events at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, another amazing performance from RDO, going 8-0-8 on this Anti-Mage. We knew, you know, as this game goes on, it becomes very difficult for them to deal with him. And honestly, the Darkseer wall is doing a lot of work in these fights as well. Just making it so difficult for Burna to stand his ground. And, you know, RDO basically didn't contribute for the first 20 minutes of this game. But once he starts, it's, you're just get Anti-Maged. I don't know.
The sick vac walls and Analog getting in the middle of these team fights, tanking things up. It was definitely, I think, Vitali, who was the MVP for the side of Hokori. Him and Gardic ended up getting us some sick nightmares. Actually, no. El Micho's positioning on the map. I take back everything else I just said. If he didn't make so much space for his team, if he didn't spend so much time distracting Infinity, Anti-Mage would have died a number of times. He wouldn't be able to find the farm that he did. There's no way he would have been fighting into these Infinity heroes. This was all probably El Micho on the Nyx Assassin. His score doesn't show it, but that on top of what he did in game number 1, the Stolen Ravage, followed by that Light Strike raid to close out the game, was so sick, man.
Yeah.
El Micho's a god.
Yeah, he had a fantastic series. Fantastic series from him, absolutely. And that's our third or fourth series. We've got one left in the tank. It's going to be Infamous versus Black and Yellow. I mean, this is the last effort for Black and Yellow to keep themselves in the tournament. Neph, what's up?
I did have one thing to say, not really Dota related, as we do have a couple thousand viewers right now. I'm not sure who knows, but anybody who's Canadian, a reminder that the federal election is tomorrow in Canada. So make sure you go out and vote.
Oh, very nice. Very cool. One other thing. Black and Yellow. We just talk about them again for the second.
Back into Dota.
Yeah, back into Dota. They've their tournament life basically hanging in the balance. They need a at least one win here against Infamous to go to head-to-heads and see if they might be able to keep their tournament life alive. One thing to note as well, they're going against Infamous, which is one of the top seeds in the tournament, currently ranked number 3 in the groups. And they could go higher if they manage to get some wins here on top of Black and Yellow. But we'll see how that goes. It's our final series of the day, everyone. So stay tuned for more here on the BTS Pro Series Season 8. And we will see you after a short break.